Hey everyone, I'm BLEIZ, and this is Donkey Kong 3. Donkey Kong 3 is probably the most unusual of all of the Donkey Kong titles, or at least in regards to the original trilogy, not counting math. As you can see, it's sort of a vertical shooter as opposed to a platformer or anything of the sort. It actually has more in common with Space Invaders than Donkey Kong. You don't even play as Mario in this title. You actually play as a man by the name of Stanley. Who is Stanley? I don't know. He's a bug exterminator, I guess, and that's pretty much all we know about him. And he shoots bugs, and Donkey Kong is here for some reason, and he has to defend vegetables, which look more like flowers than anything, and then he died, and it was sad, I guess. So anyway, we have multiple options as per usual. B is more difficult than game A, but we're just going to be playing single player because I'm alone and no one's here to play with me. Wow, that sounds a little depressing. So, yeah, we're going to be shooting bug extermination clouds, I guess, at Donkey Kong? Basically, the goal of this game is to defend they're vegetables, not flowers, from these bugs. As you can see, one's trying to take it away, but you can shoot them down. And you're also trying to get Donkey Kong away because he's here for some reason. I really don't understand why Donkey Kong's actually here at all. It's kind of confusing. Maybe he wants to eat your vegetables? It's unclear at best. But since we didn't have any vegetables swiped from us, we got a perfect score. Now you notice when Donkey Kong actually knocked down a power-up and I picked it up, and now the clouds are yellow, making them more potent than they were previously, which makes the second stage, or second round rather, a piece of cake. Because it carries over. But instead of rambling like I am right now and being rather confused about the premise of all this, let me explain what's actually going on. This, we're in a greenhouse, essentially. This is the blue greenhouse. The one we saw previously was the green, or not green, sorry, the yellow greenhouse. Sorry, it's rather weird to call a greenhouse by another color. I know greenhouses aren't actually green, but it's still weird to call something like a color, and then the actual name of the thing is a color as well. Always kind of confusing. But since we're here, I guess I'll start describing what these enemies are. These basic guys that you'll see swooping down trying to grab the vegetables are called bee spies for some reason. I don't know why they're bee spies, but that's what they're called. These worm guys are called creepies. They won't try to swipe your vegetables, but you can't permanently kill them. It's funny that I'm talking about killing things because I just died. But, yeah, creepies kind of just crawl down and then take up space on the platforms and are kind of obnoxious in general. And then there's, so far we've also seen, I believe they're called bee queens, or, yeah, bee queens, I believe is what they're called. They're the other things. When you shoot them twice, they explode into a sort of spread shot kind of thing. And if you're not directly underneath them, they'll probably kill you because of that. So they can be pretty problematic as well. As you can see, you don't have to have all vegetables by the end of the round, but you do get a perfect bonus if you do. You just have to make sure not all of them get taken or that Donkey Kong gets to the bottom. I almost blew up a bee queen at a bad angle, but I didn't because I'm good at this game. I'm lying. I'm actually terrible at this game. Oh, and as you can see, we just got a vegetable taken from us. Haha, see, I didn't lie. I am terrible at this game. But I should bring up something. When bee spies actually grab a vegetable, they become what is technically a different kind of enemy called a bee bomb. But I just bombed because I died. But bee bombs move faster and will actually shoot down at you, so they actually become more dangerous once they've actually grabbed one of your vegetables. So that's pretty interesting. I will say, I'm terrible at this. Yeah, I will say I'm really bad at this. And we just got a game over. But this game does have a lot of variety, I suppose. The enemies are very interesting, but not a lot of people are very fond of this game. Maybe because it's a little bit generic to an extent. I don't think it's really generic, but a lot of people seem to view it that way. Or just not as good as the previous titles. Though you typically see that when a series tries to do something different, especially with like the third installment, because you expect, oh, it's just going to be the same like always. And most people are very accepting to new ideas because people don't like change, yeah. I should be using this power-up that I have to get Donkey Kong off the stage, but I wasted too much time and now it probably won't carry over into the next round for very long. That's not good. As you can see at the top, it gives you your individual score and the top score. It also tells you what round you're on, and the little, I think that's supposed to be the shooty thing that we're carrying, which the word for which escapes me at the moment, but I can't think of it. That actually designates how many lives you have left. Also, I think it's funny, it looks like Stanley's eyes kind of bug out when you defeat Donkey Kong. Stanley's sprite in general kind of makes me laugh. It's kind of goofy. But honestly, this whole game's like, why is Donkey Kong here? He just decides to attack this greenhouse for no reason. I just did that. That was dumb. But yeah, Donkey Kong can't drop to the bottom. If he does, you do lose. I don't know if I made that clear enough. But yeah. Honestly, other than this though, there's not actually that much to say about the game itself. There are differences from the arcade version, but I couldn't find a legitimate... Oh, great. For some reason, I don't think things through and just go ahead and shoot B-Queens and die usually because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. That's not easy. But I know there are several differences between the arcade version and the NES version, which is what I'm playing. I've been paying attention. But specifically... certain enemies will come in later. We haven't seen nearly all the enemies. Not even, I don't think, half of the enemies that actually appear within the game. But hopefully I'll be able to show some of them to you. But a lot of them spawn during different rounds. I mean, the rounds in which they spawn are different between the arcade and NES versions. I don't know why that is, but that seems to be the case. I'm not sure why, once again. It's weird. A lot of times you'll see ports of games from the NES to arcade games have little strange differences like that. Like the whole Donkey Kong series has little things like that that are different. Sometimes it's because of technical limitations, which I can understand. Maybe they figured it would be more balanced to change it to the way it is in the NES version. I'm honestly not sure. It's somewhat odd anyway, though. But that's how it is. I do think it's funny you beat Donkey Kong in this stage by having him shove his own head into a beehive. That's kind of funny. Probably really painful as well, but kind of funny. Maybe that's why Stanley's eyes are bugging out. He realizes how much pain Donkey Kong must be in at the moment. But anyway... I've always thought these look more like flies than bees, but apparently they're bees. I don't know why that is. I don't know why. I just walked straight into a bee spy. I kind of just did it though. Also, why, like, I kind of get it for gameplay purposes, but I think it's funny that Donkey Kong just smacks the crap out of these beehives, and the bees aren't angry at him. They're angry at the person below who's totally unrelated to what wreaked havoc upon their home. Wreaked havoc is what I meant, but I messed up my words. It's fine. I actually do think the various platforms, the various platforms that you can actually be on actually makes this game pretty interesting. It's sort of, for some reason, it reminds me of the line system from Fatal Fury. I don't know why, even though it's nothing like that. I'm really bad. I'm really playing this poorly. I never said I'd be good at this game. I just kind of want to show it off because I think a lot of these old games that people aren't really familiar with are interesting. And Donkey Kong 3 definitely fits into that category. You never hear anybody talk about it. It's rather obscure, considering the fact that it's a main Donkey Kong title. It's crazy how little people know about it. Most people, like when I first heard about it, I didn't even know there was a Donkey Kong 3. I mean, of course, if I hadn't heard of it, I wouldn't know that. But I mean, I was surprised that there even was such a thing, and that it was so different from the previous titles. I thought it was really strange. Nintendo did put out a lot of strange arcade games back in the day, but considering this is already part of such a successful, like, previously existing franchise, I think it's odd that they decided to take such liberties with the third one, considering nowadays Nintendo is known for often rehashing the same ideas for its sequels, so I think that's kind of funny, actually. But maybe this is why, because when they do try to change things up, people complain and no one likes it. Which is why it's funny that everyone's like, oh, why doesn't Nintendo do more things? Because they're a business and they want to make money and people like the things that they do, and whenever they try to change it up, everyone complains and whines about it. Like almost always, right? Like when they changed Zelda's entire visual style and everything and how the game is played with Wind Waker, people didn't like it. And then when they tried to incorporate heavy use of motion controls in it with Skyward Sword, people don't like it. A lot of people think Skyward Sword is one of the worst titles in the series. I disagree with that, but a lot of people just don't like the motion controls and say it doesn't work, even though I don't think it doesn't work. I think they work fine, but I guess other people don't understand how you're supposed to use the Wii Remote. I don't know. Maybe they like swing it around like a crazy person and think that's supposed to work. I don't know why I'm rambling about Zelda now, but... Oh, and then like people didn't like Kirby's Epic Yarn when it had a totally different kind of gameplay style because it's more about performing well rather than not actually dying. People didn't like. What's another example? I'm just rambling about how people are complaining about the way Nintendo changes. While I'm doing terribly, not getting past round 3. We haven't even gotten to the. We've only seen the Great Greenhouse once because I'm so bad at this. Hopefully I'll get to talk about it a little bit more. Oh, great. That didn't go well. We haven't seen past round 3 in a while. I'm just rambling too much. I don't know. Maybe I should just stop talking and just make this a walkthrough of Donkey Kong. No, that's a terrible idea. Besides, I like talking too much, so I'm not gonna stop. Haha, too bad. You clicked on the video. There's no way you can get out of it now. No, don't click away. You aren't allowed to do that. That's cheating. I don't know what I'm rambling about now. I'm just making... Oh, gosh, I just died on round 1. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Never mind. It ended. I thought I touched the guy and died, but apparently I didn't. I don't even know when I die. Holy wow, that's really sad. I can't touch... These creepies are on my way and I can't touch Donkey Kong, and I guess I'll just have to wait until they move. Oh, Donkey Kong's getting really close. He was about to jump down, and that's not good. That's immediate game over. Not game over, sorry. That's immediate loss of life, though. And that's not favorable. Come on, shoot Donkey Kong and blast him away. Yeah, I got him. Ended the thing. I did a very good. Donkey Kong's face, I don't know why, I like, it's pretty much the same sprite as it always is, but his face is even more ridiculous to me than this one. I don't know, like, just, he has that constant, like, open gaping mouth while he's just doing anything. It's kind of strange. I don't know why. He always has this big grin on his face. It's kind of creepy. So now that we're back at the Great Greenhouse, like I was talking about, I should note, like, I mean, you've probably already noticed, but the Great Greenhouse doesn't actually appear in the first rotation of stages, because the only, just spoiler alert, but the only stages, the only levels, I guess, in this game are the blue greenhouse, the gray greenhouse, and the yellow greenhouse, and I just died. But it doesn't actually appear on the first rotation. From here, the order goes blue, gray, yellow, but in the first rotation, it's just blue and yellow. I don't know why that occurs. It's kind of odd. I think it's a weird design choice, for sure. Maybe it's not bad, though, because I do think, given the odd platform layout of the stage, it is a bit more difficult, perhaps. Especially when creepies start to come in, and I just died. Wow, we're not seeing... This is going really poorly for me. Hey, since it's going so poorly, why don't we move over to the second game? Now, given that I am so bad at this game, I don't think it's too much of an... Like, you won't probably get to see a lot of the later enemies in this level, but as far as I'm aware, most of them actually don't do anything especially different. They're mostly faster and behave similarly to the current enemies we have. So it's not a huge issue, but I do feel kind of bad that I won't be able to properly demonstrate this game because I'm so bad at it. Hopefully I might be able to show off some new enemies, but I don't think we're going to get there. But maybe I will be wrong. We'll find out. So, I forgot to mention, by the way, as you saw, when you have the power-up, you actually can destroy creepies, but that seems to be the only way. That's the only way I found that you can actually destroy them, so they are pretty obnoxious most of the time. Oh wow, look, I got perfect. I'm so glad my score is getting so high, because everyone cares about scores. I think it's really funny that, like, arcade games used to focus so heavily on, like, getting the highest score, because they never had proper endings and all that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but no one nowadays cares about score. Most games don't even incorporate score anymore. So I think it's really funny how the basic objective of video games in general has changed. Now it's about getting to the end of the vast story that everyone's trying to tell or whatever. And back in the day, it was just how many flying things could you shoot out of the sky and how quickly could you do it? And even games that do still incorporate score, people don't care about the score unless it's used to unlock something. Like, would anyone... Oh, crap. I just did it again. And I think that's game over? Yeah, it is. But, like, in Sonic games, would anyone care about score if it wasn't for the fact that score dictates what ranking you get? Probably not. Mario games don't use score anymore as far as not, like, or do they? Now that I think about it, no, I don't think they do. Now it's just about finding all the hidden collectibles and all that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because, like, I really don't care all that much about score. At least when I'm playing against myself, unless, like, I'm playing against someone where, like, hey, who can get the higher score in this game? Then I kind of care. But even then, I think it's more interesting how far you can get. Scores never really particularly interest me, and that's probably why it's sort of fallen out of fashion. I don't know why I just went on a little top rant about scores, but I did. I hope it was interesting. What am I doing? I'm just rambling at this point. That's what happens when I play these old arcade games. I just start to think about just off-the-wall top. Well, it's not really off-the-wall. It's actually quite relevant to this game. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Great. Awesome. Wow. Hey, guys, the best commentator in the world. That's me. My commentary is always on point, and it makes sense a lot. Very good. I walked into it. If I just sat still, I would have been fine, but I didn't, so I died. That kind of echoes sort of life in general, doesn't it? You try to actively make things better, but you end up making things worse for yourself. Nintendo's games truly speak to about the meaning of life itself. Very philosophical in a certain way. Not really, I'm just making things up. But hey, it sounded pretty neat. I guess. I don't know. I know I've been talking about Donkey Kong's face, but Donkey Kong's face when you shoot him, it looks like he's just like mildly inconvenienced. Like, ooh, I don't like this. I'm gonna climb slightly upward. This is so dumb. Why am I doing this video even? I'm terrible at this game. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. But I wanted to finish out the trilogy. It only felt right. I didn't want to skip Donkey Kong 3. No one knows about Donkey Kong 3. Yeah, I'm gonna get tons of views off this video. The hot game, Donkey Kong 3. Everyone searches up Let's Plays of Donkey Kong. Then again, I wonder how many Let's Plays there actually are of Donkey Kong 3 online. Probably not very many, honestly. Honestly, I'm not even sure if this is even worth watching, so it's probably a waste of my time and yours. Hopefully not. Hopefully you at least were like, wow, this is the dumbest thing I've watched today. So hopefully at least I made an impact on the world in some degree. Also, I've been meaning to mention, they're off the screen now, but you can rewind it or just remember because you saw it a few seconds ago. In the blue greenhouse, there are these huge leaves on the side. What are they from? Like, what? Oh, crap. Donkey Kong's throwing things at us. He can do that. I kind of forgot. But yes, he can't. Oh, great. I blocked myself off with creepies. Awesome. I'm great at this. Gotta shoot at this B-bomb. I didn't even pay attention. I should have, but I was more concerned with these creepies that are in my way. Is he throwing, like, honey at us? I'm not sure. They look kind of like coconuts, but there are clearly no coconuts. And I think it looks like he reaches for the honey memes. What honey meme? It looks like he's reaching for the beehives up there. I assume those are beehives anyway. So I guess he's throwing, like, just chucking honey at us. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Why does it kill us? How heavy is this honey? Why does it crush Stanley when it impacts him? When it makes contact with him? I'm falling apart. My commentary's going to crap. And it kind of already wasn't very great, so it's even worse, which is incredible, honestly. But let's just finish up the stage. Yay, round 3. We've never seen we have seen round 3 before. We've seen it so many times that it's kind of becoming annoying. But whatever. Hopefully, I can clear it quickly because I have a power-up. So let's see how quickly this goes. So, ooh, speed running tactics. I'm just this commentary is just incoherent at this point. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, let's talk about how dumb Stanley's hair is. Why is it blue? Blue hair is kind of stupid, and he's an anime weeb trash man. Probably not. It's just memory limitations. I can't get up on the platform. Awesome. And I ran out of power-ups, so yay. Let me move down so I don't die. Let me try to take out this bee queen. I just ran into a bee spy. Wow, I'm so good at this. Yeah, see, I didn't actually realize this, but yeah, the same leaves are here, but they're red now. Why are there giant red leaves on the side? What do they correspond to? Are they chained to the ground? Because it kind of looks like they are. That's really strange. Why didn't I looked like I would have shot him, but I guess another puff cloud hadn't come up quickly enough. I like how after the little intro sound, this just becomes a barrage of absurd noises as these bee spies fly down to crush your world. It's just like a barrage, a cacophony of various jingles and sound effects. It's really kind of odd. It's kind of beautiful in a way, almost, if it weren't so absurd. I do really think that jingle that plays when you defeat Donkey Kong is really interesting. I wish it would come back in some way. I think it'd be really neat if Nintendo did reference like these old games that no one cares about, just with like sound effects in certain games. I think that'd be pretty neat. Instead of just making new jingles, that'd be really convenient. Hey guys, just be more lazy and don't you make new jingles. I wonder. I don't know how. I wonder how often Nintendo actually has referenced this game. Given that Stanley has never appeared in any other thing prominently, it's actually pretty interesting that he actually does have a 3D model that corresponds to his character, because he actually has a trophy in Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's how I first learned about Donkey Kong 3, I think, is from Melee. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. Oh, whoa, guys, I'm not legitimate. I'm not playing it on an NES until Wii U. Oh, kill me, slay me in the night, because I did. It's, I don't even know what I'm getting at. Come, kill me, NES purists, for playing. I don't know, what am I doing? What? This isn't even funny. None of my commentary is funny, to be fair, but you know what? Hey, I'm trying. And trying isn't worth anything, so maybe I just shouldn't try. Anyway, enough of the... Wait, I thought I was in the middle. I guess it hit me anyway. And I died. Awesome. But yeah, as I was saying, Stanley actually has a trophy in Smash Bros. Melee, which I find very interesting, that someone on the dev team was like, hey, let's throw a Stanley trophy in here. So yeah, that's the only, if you want to see 3D Stanley, which I'm sure you do, you go play Pop in Melee again, or go get it if you don't have it. I mean, I think it's hilarious that Melee said, oh my gosh, I just killed myself. I could have easily avoided that, but I didn't, because I'm an idiot. But I do think it's funny that Melee is such an important, prominent Nintendo title, and it's never been re-released in any way whatsoever. I do think that's pretty interesting. Not that it's bad, I mean, re-releases are so frequent within the game industry that maybe it's a little refreshing that not everything gets a re-release, but considering how the competitive play for Melee is still going strong, it's kind of odd that like people who want to get into Melee have to search out a used copy of this game. That's what? How old is Melee now? It's like 15 years old now. Oh, it's more than a decade old even. That alone is crazy. But tack another 5 years on there, and jeez. Like I already knew that Melee was 15 years old, but thinking about it's crazy because I used to play that when I was a little kid. That was one of my childhood games, just to give you a rough estimation of how old I am, which is not at all. Heck, I wasn't an adult until recently. I'm legally an adult now. I can't drink or anything, but hey, I can go vote, I guess. Yeah, the first president. Why am I talking about politics? I'm not even going to get started on it. Because no one cares about politics. We care about shooting some bugs. Oh, hey, the power-up state. I forgot that actually was a thing. But yeah, if you shoot down a power-up and you don't pick it up, then you can acquire it on the next level. Next round. I keep getting my terms mixed up. But no one cares anyway. Because that's just nitpicky BS. Anyway. What was it going on about? Oh yeah, Stanley's appearances in other titles besides Donkey Kong 3, of which there are barely any. I think he probably had a sticker or something in Brawl. I don't remember. Every Nintendo thing pretty much has a sticker in Brawl. That's not really true, but a lot of really obscure stuff has stickers in Brawl, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was there. I know that Stanley has appeared, I believe. Yeah, Stanley has appeared in at least 2 WarioWare titles. I think it's Touch and Twisted. Not as like a character or anything, but in like the NES style mini-games. I believe there were Donkey Kong 3 mini-games in those titles maybe, or something. I don't recall, but I recall him being in those to some degree. But yeah, he's in there, and I think that's pretty much it. Donkey Kong 3 actually is in NES Remix, I believe. I believe it's in the first one, yeah. There are challenges for it anyway. I don't think it's one of the prominently, or is it? I don't think it's one of the prominently featured titles. I believe it's one of the titles that you unlock after beating enough challenges. Oh, spoilers! Sorry if you spoilers for an NES Remix. I think I'm gonna go one more round and then I'm gonna call it a day. How about... Oh, I accidentally let the demo play. Well, I'll just press it, or press start and get it through. But anyway, I haven't actually talked about like the availability of this game. I'm not too familiar with its availability. It was originally an arcade game and it got an NES release, and I'm playing the Wii U Virtual Console release, and I believe there's also a Wii Virtual Console release. Other than that, I can't actually think of what else this title is available on. I mean, granted, if you're at all interested in playing this title, you probably own one of those platforms anyway. But yeah, I don't think I actually ever got like a Game Boy Advance NES Classic release or anything like that. It's very obscure. Which is funny, consider I've already said this, but it still blows my mind that like a main Donkey Kong title is as obscure as this. It's kind of odd that that is in fact the case, but that is in fact the case. Also, are those like pine trees to the side? What kind of trees are they? They look like palm pine tree hybrids. I don't really understand what they were going for. A lot of the design of this game is really odd, in fact. Like, why are there these platforms in this greenhouse? Why do these vegetables look like red flowers? They look like fireflies. They look like the precursors to fire flowers, really. Which is rather odd. I don't know. What's up with Mario games and vegetables, anyway? I mean, Super Mario Bros. 2 had a lot of vegetables in it, and yes, I know, that was originally Doki Doki Panic. It's not technically a Mario game, even though it's clearly a Mario game. Tons of the content from the game has appeared in other Mario titles. But I know people are going to be like, hey man, that doesn't count. Oh, whatever. I never really did understand that whole thing about Super Mario Bros. 3 doesn't count because it was originally Doki Doki Panic, even though that game has influenced the Mario franchise as a whole to such a heavy degree that it's hard to ignore its relevance, but people still say that it's not a legitimate Mario title? I don't understand that. Like, it has more impact on the Mario series than Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which is Japanese 2, does. Like, what did that game add? Poison mushrooms and, what, wind, I guess? And that's, oh, I died. And Luigi's gameplay differences. But Super Mario Bros. 2 added Peach and Toad and sort of solidified their gameplay styles for future games. It introduced Bob-ombs to a certain degree. It introduced Birdo. It introduced a lot of things. But I'm just rambling at this point, and honestly, I think I think you get a pretty good gist of what Donkey Kong 3 is about. I just went on a whole lot of unrelated topics during this, but hey, whatever. Hopefully, it wasn't incredibly obnoxious. But anyway, that's all I really have for Donkey Kong 3. I will be uploading a multiplayer video to go with this one, just to show that off as well. But as per usual, I'm going to be making that a separate episode entirely. So, now that I'm done with this, we're going to be doing something, I often say this, but next is going to be something that's rather different from what I've usually been doing. But anyway, I will see you next time.